All right. Um, you come on this side because you can't see him at that angle. Okay, so here he is. This is the one that I want. So I'm gonna move this up so I can get my
Is there any
line him up
coincidence?
again. Line him up again. Oh, there's millions of them in here. So I'm gonna just giving you this one. So I'm only gonna crop from one side, and I'm cropping that one particular image of this beast.
You
That
said tongue is right here, correct?
correct. You know, you're looking at them. So the more you move your camera to different angles and distances of perspective, and I change my light, you will notice that you will see him better. Like find his angle, see the angle better that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then watch, I'm going to give you some red. See how I'm changing the contrast for you, and your eyes will see him better in different directions. Go ahead, Edge. Get in there and look. You see him? That's one of my favorites because he's easy to find and easy to show you. But there are millions upon millions
I can't
in this
find him.
room. You can find him, right? I can see him because I'm moving the light around on you. That's why.
That's the tongue, right? Right there.
Tongue's right here.
Yep.
Mouth's right there. Broken teeth. You can go in for details. You can go in for details. Don't be afraid. Look. See the detail? See his broken tooth? Top tooth? Hold it right there. Now, that broken top tooth will change on you because you're changing angles and distances of perspective.
Is that an eye?
It is. It is. That's his right eye. Now, I can change the timelines right to that eye that you just pointed at. See how it's darker to the side of his face? I'm going to change the timeline and he goes human. He goes from beast to human. If I drop it right there. See now? See how his eye, now his face is looking off to the left. I can do the same exact thing on the opposite side by following a timeline. Watch what I'm going to do. To see how I always change the shape of my timeline
Yep.
to fit in here. It fits perfectly. So watch. Oops. Sorry, I made a shadow. I have to come here. There you go. So if I get on that timeline, there's the human.
I'm
There's
just
the
gonna
human face.
move that so that way it can sit flat.
Okay. So there he is. Now move the camera for me to show him good. I'll come back off the timeline a little bit. Yep, right there. Stay right there. There you go. Okay. I'll mention this. It's better if I come away from the timelines just a tiny bit in order to get the image better for our eyes. I think that's because we as humans trying to duplicate the false creator slash creator's work would never work. We suck. When you see compared to the reality of the true creator's work, triangular pixels compared to this fucking garbage square pixel shit that we do, we do garbage work.
Isn't it round?
We do garbage work, now they're square, and we suck at it. So the human concept of using these stupid little computer microchips, unnecessary. We got the true creator's energy all around us, and they hide it from us, right in school, right in front of our own face. So here you go. Here's a light. Tell your father don't even bother calling me about it. Here's this. You have to borrow a cell phone though, because I don't have a cell phone.
I have my Chromebook, which should work.
I'm gonna print myself up new moons. I recommend don't wrinkle this one if you can't. Here's a light. You want it? Are you interested in seeing any of this, or are you afraid now? You're freaking out.
No, I'm not afraid.
All right.
I have LEDs.
Oh, they don't work.
No?
No, not for doing this. No,
Because these are fluorescent,
they suck.
right?
No, I think it's the brightness of them. You can't get the LEDs to go bright enough. Yeah,
LEDs
I use LEDs all the time. No, it's okay. I gotta offer, dude. I gotta offer. So that's just one. There are millions.
Yeah.
I could take you all through the moon, and we could do it. It's even better when you do it on the computer. My old shit with the crappy pixels is like 780 parts per fucking millionth on a pixel. In other words, like this big. That one's even older, so it's even worse. But the new modern shit that you guys are using, it's fucking beautiful. You put up a moon on a big screen like this and go around with your camera, you could have fun all day. But it's going to go against everything you've ever heard, learned, thought, taught, program.
Wait,
So
did you-
somebody behind you is going to...
So, are the screens good or bad?
Well, they're getting
It
smaller
says that you
pixels.
just- yeah.
Well, they're terrible. They suck compared to the true creators' work. All right, so everything that I'm going to show you in the clouds, I could show you in human skin, the tree, the rocks, everything. The true creators, builders, I call them. They're the builders. They're triangular energies that are all around us. In physics, they would tell us about the matrix, square pixels. circular pixels like you're talking about, that was really loopy. Anything that's circular round, do not fucking trust it. Even you thinking that the moon and the sun are round objects or
Well,
roundish to
circular
our eyes,
to the perceived.
and it's not. It's not even a solid fucking object. When you go and see the moon, what I'm showing you, it's not what you're thinking it is. It's not what they told us it is. They didn't come back with moon rocks. They came back with fucking lava rocks from some volcano somewhere or some shit. They lied to us. They lied to us about everything, and we can all
So
see
this is
it.
the only physical mass. Earth.
Well, there's everything that we got the stationary stars and you got the wandering stars that you would know in your science is the planets, right? So you can go back to the geo model that we used to go under. Well, we used to be under a geo model, and the geo model was false as well. That's not a geo model. This is not a geo model. People who see this and they think it's a geo model. So all these are representing your wandering stars. It's a workable model if I got it hooked up. So you have the earth that we live on. It is above is so below, as they tell you in the Bible. There's a lot of biblical shit that ends up coming into it. That's why I say I wouldn't call it a god, but I understand everybody else does. But as far as proving a true creator, bye-bye atheist. Anybody who's an atheist is fucking full of shit, because there's evidence that there is a true creator. So anybody that wants to be a scientist and does not believe in the fact of God, but then once I say that, then all the God people come forward and say, oh yeah, it was my God. No, all that stories we were told, God was made in the image, we were made in the image of God. No, we weren't, because God is showing us, the true creator is showing us feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. So humans were not made in the image of God. God is showing us. If you decide to look, then you'll see it in the moon, you'll see it in the rock, you'll see it in the sky, feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. And what energies are building all of those images? Triangular builders. That's why the Illuminati come out. The Illuminati come out. Fucking Freemason, fucking idiots. You know, they're full of shit. They were lying to us right in front of our face. All of them. They're making it sound like the pyramids were the big deal. The pyramids were most likely, and we know that it's most likely, used as an energy purpose, right? Because of the way they were set up. I would probably say someone's closer to that than all the other shit we were told about the Egyptian culture. But you got to keep going way back, because even in the Egyptian culture, them stones were not all that big. They were not 350 to 500 tons.
How would you know?
Because everyone knows. Everyone tells us. Anybody that's been to Egypt and knows what those stones weigh, you have, in order to get to a 350 to 1,000 ton stone, you have to go to Peru, has them. I mean, there are a lot of places that have them.
We don't really have an explanation.
We do now. We do now. We know how it was done. Electromagnetics. So it's like electromagnetics. We knew how to use the system.
So they had technology.
When I started telling you earlier about the kid's mom I ran into, that was the one I forgot to tell you. So back in her and my day, when I was a kid, there was a dad and his son who built this car that looked like the car from Back to the Future, as far as the mechanism went. Because they had a glass tube that came up through the back, and he used to stuff the food down into the fucking glass tube, and he used to run on the energy from the food, right? So we all knew we could do it. We had another guy that came out, 20 years like water, came out with hydrogen, running on hydrogen, running on water.
That guy was killed.
Yes, correct. And you know the first family was killed too, right? Well, we think they were killed. Who knows? Maybe they just said $10 billion, live you and your family, the rest of your life, goes whatever, buy an island, whatever, right? Who knows? Just because something happened like that. So that technology was hidden. Car companies bought it, as you sound like you know. So then, most recently, about 10 years ago, was an Indian boy, about 17, 18 years old, and you know what he had, right? He had the ice track. He had the ice track set up with the electromagnetics, using the field just like we could have been doing the whole fucking time. And he had race cars fucking going all around, and then you can stop on a dime. You know, they did everything that thing was. So we didn't need tires. We didn't need brakes. We didn't need all this expense of the automotive industry. We didn't need combustible engines. We had electromagnetics all along. What this kid was showing us,
It just happens in advancements. It takes time.
no, what this kid learned was already done. Tesla already fucking had it, right? That's the conspiracy we were told. Oh, Tesla was killed at and fucking the numbers on the door because every time he went to a hotel, he used room number 6. I mean, they're so full of shit. So they told us all this bullshit about Tesla. What did Tesla give us? He gave us nothing, man. He's a Freemason. He gave us an alternator that we used for the car. He gave us
coil.
The generator, yes, and exactly the copper coil. That's about it.
Though at a
Which was
certain
a
point,
bullshit, man.
he did go insane. What I mean by that,
I'm sure he did.
Is he thought energy could be transmitted through the air, but that would end up electrocuting us, or at least direct energy. That would be.
Well, and it does. That's why I'm so pissed about the trails. If you dump fucking aluminum, strontium, barium, lithium all over the atmosphere, then you're pumping it out of all the cars that are driving around. Catalytic converters are sucking up that carbon, and then that's why cats are worth more after a car uses them than before, because they want the toxic waste that we would consider toxic waste.
What's more
Catalytic converters on a vehicle. They collect all the carbon that your car creates for its lifetime, and before the car dies, that cat's going to be clogged, and the garage is going to take it out. So that cat that was originally $2,000 from the factory is now worth $2,000 or more. Okay, so it could be $2,010, whatever. So it's worth more to them filled with the carbons than it is when they're selling it to you. And they claim that it's because of, the cleanup process. Correct. But it just gets used and it gets dumped back into the atmosphere because they're dumping the same shit out on our heads, is what I'm saying.
So it's being recycled.
It sure is, and we're breathing it in. Eventually,
if they keep recycling it, at least that's less direct than not recycling it and just using it.
Well, if you watch it for yourselves and you get interested in it, you'll notice there's a lot of people out there showing the breakaway. So we know that the aluminum, strontium, barium, and lithiums, they're going to stay at certain heights, and they're all going to work together. Then there's what I call darker carbons, because I'm not really interested in their bullshit with their science bullshit, but you might be. So they'll tell you about a whole other bunch of ingredients that are going in here, and you can watch them with your eyes, because they will drop out. They will slow down. There are certain patches, I just go by color, is what I go by. And because everything to me is about the visual texture of it, and I'm watching the images. No one else is seeing the images. I'm the only one pointing out the images, really, to be honest with you. There's a lot of people doing the trails, but they're all down conspiracy fucking holes. They're all down these conspiracy wine holes about, they're killing us this way. No, man, they tell us how they're doing it. They're using that geoengineering to control the weather. And then if anybody complains about it, they say, well, it's because you humans ruin the atmosphere, so now we got to fix it. None of it makes sense. If you're dropping and putting a layer of heavy metals and minerals at one part of the atmosphere, depending on that makeup, you're keeping all the humidity down below. You're keeping the rays from the sun away from the humans and the other biospecies that could use it. Yeah, the rocks don't care about it, the dirt and the mountains, and the soil cares about it, though, because it's the living organisms, bio, that are in the fucking soil. So our soil's dying off, we're dying off, not fast enough, obviously, because they got to go give us our fucking booster shot every month. Go ahead. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Are you taking into, not taking into account, but does this also explain for the other theories, the other information, or is it more this itself, it builds itself on itself, which makes other information unaccountable?
I think that even at your guys' age, you'd still be saying a similar thing that someone older is going to say. Your mind is not going to want to go there. You're going to keep refusing it. I've had a lot of people, and I've shown them even way more detail than what I'm showing you, and they were able to walk away from it. They won't look me in the eye anymore. Not because I'm a dick. I don't care what you guys do. They get upset because I consider us all 7.8 billion zombie slaves. You go along with whatever we're told.
Maybe it's that. Maybe a slow progression will help both the understanding and recognition.
Nobody wants to believe that everything they were told is a lie. If you believe that,
That's totally true, but it's also natural, is it not? You want to believe that you're on the right side of things.
No, because when you got so many details involved in it, as soon as we start talking about outer space shit, I can show you how ridiculous the nonsense was, and your mind is not going to want to go there, neither is anybody else's. They'll start telling me space station this and satellites that. I start pointing out very simple things that prove that what you just told me proves that that is a false story. It's false, it doesn't make any sense. For example, seeing the space station from 230,000 miles away during the day when the sun is there, and they tell us, yeah, you can see the little light in the sky to your east. That's the space station. You can see it tonight at 5 o'clock. They've been doing that since I was a kid, and we always believed it. So then, not until I got older, did I say, what is there, lights all over this fucking thing? What is there, mirrors all over it? How am I supposed to be a little speck that's 240,000 miles away? Huh?
It reflects the sun because it's metallic.
240,000 miles. The moon is 243,000 miles away. So the moon is 4 times smaller than the fucking Earth. So now you're telling me that something that's the size of 5 houses at the time I used to see it. 5 houses, something. No, today the size is 2 football fields. Today it's 2 football fields. It's very large today, but still. It's 240,000 miles away. Do you think that 2 football fields on the moon, we would be able to see it? No fucking way. So there's no way that any object that's 240,000 miles away, the sun's over here, and we're seeing it there. Now the sun's still up in our sky, and they're telling us at 5 in the afternoon we can see that space station. They're lying to us, man. They lied to us, and we bought it without even thinking about it and saying, what is it, fucking all a bunch of mirrors? I think that's the first question that come to mind. Because here's the moon, again, not made of a bunch of mirrors, just made up of dirt and absorbent soils that would absorb light, not reflect it. Water reflects fucking light. There's no trees, there's nothing
Water,
else to
metal,
absorb.
air.
Yeah, the moon has none of those things. So how is the moon reflecting the sun's glory all over the earth, all over supposedly one side of the fucking earth? How is that possible? It's not. But yet we all go along with it every fucking day. We watched from the time I was a kid, that sun used to be yellow. We used to draw our pictures of the sun yellow, in your generation, still did. Huh?
Orange, right?
It's white now. White all fucking day. The only time anybody sees a yellow or orange sun is when you have a horizon, the lower atmosphere will give you that. But no, it's a white all through the day. But you just raised a good point by guessing that, because why is it white all day? Because the skies are fucking white all day. You guys don't even get to enjoy a blue sky.
Because too much light, so light pollution?
No, too much fucking trails all over the damn sky that you guys are ignoring. I mean, you gotta think about it. If there's 10,000 trails per day dumped on our heads, and we're all just saying, oh yeah, it's just somebody going to the airport. No. Wrong plane, wrong spoosh coming out of the back, wrong idea. We all gonna get, but they're not gonna teach you this shit in school. I just came across something they were teaching you kids in fucking, and when you were still going over here, and I was pissed. Edgy lost the title on me, so I was looking yesterday for a bunch of shit, and I happened to come across Olivia and Edgy came home with them. As I do, I'm picking aside because I was so pissed. It was all the geoengineering projects I'm talking about. Alright, so 14 new cloud formations, right? Yeah, so millions of years of fucking history, your dinosaur bullshit stories and everything, space aliens and all this shit, right? So all of a sudden, now, 14 new cloud formations that never existed in history, and nobody bitched, nobody questioned it, nobody said anything, nobody was talking about the trails. They were even running, the school was running at the time, emergency drills for violent weather fucking shit, right?
Wait, when was this?
When you guys were this age, whatever age this was. You remember getting that in school, first grade? I'm gonna guess second grade?
So about 8 years ago.
Yeah. Clouds, wind, and storms. They're giving you guys the fucking wake-up call. You poor kids. Because my generation, even worse, because it's our fault as parents, to watch you all come home with all this shit and never sit you all down. I tried to do that with these guys. Their mother was pissed. Just like she is probably now today, because I'm talking to you guys about it. She doesn't want you wasting your time on reality. You guys got fucking video games and movies to watch.
Well, to our knowledge, this isn't reality.
Fucking knowledge. Reality's reality. Reality, and you can see the reality of it and you deny it. That's not, oh, that's your reality and this is my reality. No. Your guys' stuff is information. Everything we've ever been told has been information. What I'm showing you is what you can see for yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm showing it to you now. Quickly, I'm showing it to you. 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes of looking at this one image in the moon. Now, there are millions of images in this moon. There are millions of images all around us in my skin. I already told you the rocks. I'm giving you the gist of what I'm talking about, right? And I'm explaining no up, down, left, right, backward, forward, in and out. So don't start looking for that shit because in your human concept, everything is supposed to be up and down. Matter of fact, yeah, it is. Horizon's supposed to be this, and the right, so
on Earth,
vertical,
and we live on Earth.
What you've been told is Earth is a lie. So why even go there with it? Why not start here by looking at it all for yourself and then start fresh? Because you're never going to be thinking like that ever again. You're spinning with paracet nonsense, ain't going to work. And then all the science and physics can try and take that away. Because, oh, you're spinning at 1,100 miles an hour. You're flying through the vast amount of space at 10,000 miles an hour. The moon is going around you 2,200 miles an hour. And then are you fucking trying to make me dizzy with all this nonsense? Because it's all bullshit. They know that it's bullshit, and they know that it can be proven false. That's why they make up laws and rules. You're never going to the north. You think you're going to the North Pole? You ain't. You're thousands of miles away. Think you're going to the South Pole? You ain't. You're thousands of miles away from the true South Pole.
Then why not just travel the entire world? It'll take a long time.
Nobody has the right. We're zombie slaves. We just pretend that we can. We all say, oh, if I was rich enough, if I was Bezos, I could get in my own plane and my own jet and go right to the North Pole and no one could stop me. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. We pay our governments billions of dollars a year, all of us, all over this earth, billions of dollars a year to make sure that no human being gets out of line. No zombie slaves. Even someone like myself, even though I'm a nobody. They don't want the shit that I'm showing anybody to ever go out to everybody. That's why whatever I'm telling to you, there are a lot of channels on YouTube that are famous channels who spout the lies that can provably, easily be proven to be false, right? So someone like myself goes on to prove them false. It's not going to happen. YouTube shuts down the channel. I get copyright strikes, whatever they want to do to make sure that this word does not get out there. So my chance on the street, talking to people that I meet and everything, and I do. It's very hard. It's very hard, but it is very more social. It's more social than doing it on there. I also know that I'm dealing with someone, I can do a better reading because I'll know how someone's taking it. Yep. And where online, most of them are agents. They're mostly agents, really, agents of the state, just working and trying to distract everyone from what I'm trying to show them.
How do you derive one from the other?
Huh?
How do you derive them?
How do I get rid of them?
No, derive. How do you know?
Oh, that's just kind of the same way that I'm doing with the eyes.
Eyes?
Yeah, it's because I have you in front of me so I can read you through your eyes. Whatever comes out of your mouth, I already know is a lie. Everything that comes out of my mouth, you can know it's a fucking lie. So whatever's in my eyes is the truth, is the reality. And we all have this ability because we all are in the true creator's energy all at one. We're all one. That's the thing about the true creator's energy that you can easily see is all one. How do we know it's all one? Because it's feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast in the moon. It's feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast at the cloud level. It's feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast in the tree. It's feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast in every fucking where I look. So if I see that and I know that, that's a good confirmation for me. Feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. Faces only.
Yeah. What's
from the veil to the ground.
What's
oh, there's a difference. Yeah, there's a difference. A beast is a combination. Could be a combination of anything. So you could have a human face, and then maybe the ears are a little bit higher, jacked up, or something along those lines. That wouldn't really fall in the category
so
of a
like
human.
A vampire.
So it's I've never seen nothing. I've never seen nothing. Of human concept, I've never seen anything of human concept.
But
never.
You've seen amalgamations of other creatures.
Like what?
Amalgamations, a combination of
Yes,
other
no,
animals?
no others except for the ones I'm mentioning. No others than feline, canine, rodent, human. So you may see a human,
So
but but I've had some people bring me stuff. I had one when I first, because it's been 7 years now, and the first year there was I didn't know it was a girl. I thought it was a dude, so I was a real jerk to her. I thought she was fucking with me, and she had a rock. That's what these rocks are all about. And she had a rock, and she was calling it the Heart of Stone. So I was like, fuck it, go ahead, post it, and I'll put it on there. So she did. So she did a video of her stone, and I told her how to do it, roll it around. I said, put a couple lights in front of it here and there, and I will remaster that video. So most people come in that saying, this is like seeing the president in the potato.
Wait,
or
how
seeing
does
Jesus in a piece of toast.
prove that it's the hardest stone? Why not just put a mount to
I was
it?
against naming a rock because to me the true creator's work is everywhere, so I don't want to do that to myself. But she was claiming she wanted to call this stone the Heart of Stone. And then when I questioned her, just like you just did with me, and her answer was, it's just a rock that's special to me, so I posted it as the Heart of Stone. So that's what I call it too now automatically. But I was against it too because I just look at it as it's a piece of a rock. It's well, we can see the true creator's work in every rock. That's why that rock there is split. That rock there is split, like you'll find them all over in the back of these woods split, because I'm showing you that the true creator doesn't build according to up, down, left, right, backward, forward, in or out. In or out is that part of it. So in the rock and out of the rock is still feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, beast in all directions. It's still triangular builders.
Or an animal.
So it's not a biospecies, right? So it's not a biospecies. So we know that non-biospecies is part of the one. That rock is part of us too, as well as when we're talking about the true creator's energy. So the true creator's energy, we're all as one. So I can read your fucking eyes just as well as I can turn away from you. And if we were all understanding of the true creator's energy, we would all feel each other all around. As soon as I start walking close to, when we do to a certain extent. But as human beings, we've been taught through the schools to ignore that. Don't pay attention to it, which is a big downfall.
Call instinct, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we call it a lot of shit. Call it instinct, ghostly presence. It depends on who you ask, right? Well, here's another example to use that. It's not really because, let's say your sister, especially, this is a great example, being twins. I use this example all the time. Maybe from now on I'll even use you guys as my example. So when you guys get older and you move away from each other, your sister's gonna be living in California, probably on the beach. You're going to be living up in Maine somewhere, hunting cabin, right? So all of a sudden, one day, your fucking hand starts fucking killing you, and you don't know what it is, and you're telling your old lady, and you're like, I don't know what, I didn't smash it, I was out chopping wood, I don't know, it's killing me.
Everyone will feel it too.
Correct. So we all know this, and this is not spiritual, it's not magical. It's just that we're all in the true creator's energy, and we all have this connection. Now, the people that deny that, now you sound like you would be.
Why would others feel it too? If we're all connected, why would it be specifically between me and Evelyn?
Because we're all in the true creator system.
We're
but you guys are from you guys are in the same family. I would imagine there are a lot of people. Let's say there's somebody that's sensitive to the energies, right? If it's someone sensitive to the energies around them, and it's a neighbor that's 3 doors down, she doesn't understand why her hand is hurting too, right? But she's sensitive to the energy, and all of a sudden she looks out the door, and sometimes people become sensitive because they subconsciously took it in. Maybe she's seen your sister run into the car like this with her hand bleeding, right? And then she goes back in the house. She doesn't really think much about it or anything.
And then her hand starts starting.
Right.
It's similar to how you see an ant and then you start to...
Yeah, yes, exactly. So yeah, I mean, all these things can be answered logically, but we were all twisted in all of our books and all of our knowledge, unfortunately. So we're not really allowed to see the true creator for what he is, for what it is, to call it a he or a she. All division and all math started with the false creator / creator. Night and day, left and right, back and forward, in and out.
Or
I call them slash, not or. False creator / creator, because that is the bio creator. The false creator / creator has apparently, obviously, realistically, and truthfully, where you can see for yourself, if you decide to go look, that the false creator / creator is another entity separate from a breakaway energy, if you will. A breakaway energy. And how do I know that without doubt? And that you can see it for yourself? Because everything in the true creator's energy, is one. That's why I was trying to explain. In the moon feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, right? So when the false creator / creator stole the true creator's energy, what do you think his build would be in the bio realm, in this bio realm that he created for his new species? Feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. So that tells me that that's all I can see around me. Everywhere I look. Well, the stealer. If you wanted to look at it in a biblical term, you would look at it as he is, and this is where the Freemasons will go along right with this. The false creator / creator is Satan and God, right? So the God and devil are the same. It's duality. And there is some realism to that and some truth to that. But again, what good is that truth when you got to pick out all these fucking lies all the time? You have all these lies to pick through. Why bother? Why not just go look for ourselves, see it for what it is? See it for what it is, because you're not learning anything if you're only learning lies, dude. That's been the problem all along. So yes, learn the lies, but also learn the lies. Learn the lies. I agree with that, because that's what I tell them all the time too. No, it's good to know the lies, but the problem is we start to believe those lies. We start to go along with them. We even fight for them. We even defend them, like you've been doing ever since we've been talking. You've been defending them a million times over. There's perfect evidence that the zero and infinity are a lie. You can go back and look in your history books and see that
there's also perfect evidence that what you're saying is a lie.
No, but we can see it. I can show it to you. You can deny to look at it.
You can see it. You can see what I'm talking about too.
No. I can see that everything. Yes, I can see it, but I can see that it was a purposeful lie to distract us from this, to distract us from reality. So why would I want to go along with a zero and infinity for no other reason than to propagate the lies that were for hundreds of years now brought onto us since the Greek culture? We've been lied to about this zero and infinity. Because when you go back to the first cultures, they were not using zero and infinity. There's 1 through 9 math. I had Edgy's buddy Lucas do the math, and it works fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just skip the zeros. Just get them out of there. They don't fucking belong. They never did. So no zero, no infinity, live by reality. So if we redid our science and started physics using that as a reality, and even science will admit, they know and admit that there are no zeros. Looking for all the zeros. There's plenty of them.
10.
10 what?
Right.
Objects. 1, 2,
right.
3, 4,
Well, you could also
5,
right.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's the concept, but
Chev, a new number that I want to put in after the 10. Chev, in between 10 and 11. I'm going to add that. So that's my new reality, right? So we're going to play that game of your reality of 10, which does not really exist, and my Chev that does not really exist. Why have it? Why have Chev and why have 10? It was totally unnecessary for our math. But if that math does not exist in the true creator's work, and that math does not exist in the false creator / creator's work, then why would humans even want to be bothered with it for any other reason than the purposeful deception and the harm that those zero and infinity do to the human concept? Because the human concept with infinity allows you
to realize all this.
Because number one, there's lots of reasons. Number one, we like to be slaves. We like to be zombie slaves.
Why would you be allowed to realize all this? If it's true, then why would you of all just the 7.8 billion people?
I don't know if it's being allowed. I think it's the other way around. I think it's how was I skipped on the vaccinations? Who skipped whatever it was that allowed me to not only see it but talk about it, because that was more important than seeing it.
Yeah.
We've seen it all our lives. I guarantee you were walking down the trail when you were 3 or 4 and you were looking at a bunch of fucking trees down the side of the road, because every kid has done it, and you said, "Dad, I see it. I see the face in the trees." And Dad said, "So it's an exaggeration." It might have been something else. It might have been the room, the light was turned off in the room, and you saw it in a wall. Now it's even harder to understand because a wall has human concept. That's why I don't extract EMNC from anything that has human concept in it. And you could say, well, this paper is a human concept. So this paper is human, made by humans. So how can you say that you're extracting EMNC from this paper? I got you. My whole point is, you can accept, huh?
couldn't the Earth have even been made by humans? Everything could be made because we're born and we live now. We don't know the history.
We fucked it all up. To give you more advanced on it, feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. Think of all the millions of other creatures.
Why specifically this?
Feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. All the because that's all you're gonna see. So feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. The Heart of Stone had a horse that I would admit I admit it was a horse, but it was one horse. Dude, I look at tens of trillions of these images of the true creator's images. I'm not afraid to see them. I see them everywhere I go, right? So it was a horse.
And not only that, that's all.
Not only that, but the horse. What do you mean? What do you mean? You could see it was a body of a horse. So not only was it the face, it was also a body. It goes against my feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, beast faces only. But I had to admit that I was seeing it, right? So the only thing that I could use as an excuse for why am I seeing a full-bodied horse, and there's more to add to it, it also had fucking gear on it. That's unheard of. Even the gear that I'm going to show you in the moon, if you ever come back. No, it's just it's us seeing what we want to see. So when I see something along the lines of glasses that look like glasses on a human face, it's me seeing what I want to see, and I can prove it because there's another angle. Well, we could say that about all of this.
Yeah.
Right. But when we're all seeing the same fucking thing, and you're pointing at the tongue, which I've already tricked you into doing, and you point at the eye, then that means we all seeing the same thing. And he's seen it, you seen it, I seen it. Correct, because I tricked thousands of people and say that's why I choose that image. It's the easiest to identify.
This is false.
No, it's showing me that we're able to see it and then still walk away and deny it. We're able to see it and not say, holy fuck, you just blew my mind, man. You just blew my fucking mind, because you're telling me, Mike, that I will see millions of, just as clear as I'm seeing what you're showing me now? Yes. I'll give you the 2 cropping tools. I'll give you the picture of the moon to get you started. You know you can get pictures of the moon all day long. I got the telescopes here. You're not going to do none of that, because your mind is going to want to go back to saying, yeah, I'm not blaming you, man. You're just a kid. So it's
not
the adults.
It's more.
It's the adults.
I got along in my room, and like you said, my dad probably wouldn't want to see it around, so I could
probably not.
So I could probably I might be able to take picture.
But think about how sad that is, though, when you think about it, because here you are defending that side of things, the society's rules, right? Society's game plan for how smart.
Well, I've never fit with society, so I try to do my best to benefit my own.
Well, what is intelligence really supposed to be? As we mentioned earlier, intelligence is not, it's memory. So your memory capsule's high. So if you memorize all the lies in society, you could be the best fucking doctor in the world, but everything you do, you're out giving people Lion Mama Kona-19 virus shots. Come on. And then now those same people in the medical industry here 2-3 years later are not apologizing. They're not stepping down. They're not doing nothing. Now excess deaths are up 5% in the United Kingdom after everyone's gotten these shots. No medical industry, no one's saying nothing, no one's talking about the new statistics, and those numbers are fudged. I bet you here in the States we're probably at 12% higher. Excess deaths, heart attacks in kids your age, all the way to elderly who ended up with the lung issue. And everybody's like, we don't know why. Yeah, we know exactly why. We all know why. But yet we're going to deny it. So it's easy to deny reality and truth based on science and medicine. You know, so does that make them people smarter and more intelligent? Yeah, according to society. But according to society, really, they don't admit that it's all about memory. They're not going to say, oh, that's only because this guy memorized all those things, so therefore he went to the top of his class, he's making big bucks, and now all these stupid zombie slaves that only went to high school, they're going to all now listen to everything he says, right? That worked for way too long. We cannot continue that, right? That's why we waste billions of dollars a year saying we're going to outer space, but yet none of the outer space shit makes sense. How did you get past the Van Allen belt to go to the moon? You can't. You can't. You tell us in one sentence that the Van Allen belt is 3,300 degrees Celsius at the first belt, and then 4,800 degrees Celsius at the next belt. This is in 1969. Today, we have 11 belts they tell us about. No explanation of how any tin can is going to make it through this.
Able to?
No.
Okay.
So that's the first question. So how did you, first of all, get through the Van Allen belt? So our top is, I believe,
Can anything be combined?
1800 to 2200 did. But even if it could, because we like to use that scenario, what if they did? What if they had a secret fucking metal that the government was hiding from us, diamond, gold, something, whatever, right? Some shit that we didn't even know would work, right? So now, again, all the other stories with that moon landing shit made no sense. But yet, our parents and our grandparents did not question this. They saw it on a television screen, and they never questioned and thought that shit like you and I might think about and say, well, gee, Grandpa,
Why don't we try then?
Grandpa, how's the president talking on that microphone to the astronauts at 1,800 miles away? I'm sorry, 18,000 miles away. So he's 18,000 fucking miles away, and the president gets out, hey, how's it going up there, Armstrong? And here he is, right? So we all, including myself, heard this all growing up, and I never thought about it.
I mean, it takes
I never
time.
thought. No, think about it, though. Think about it. He's sitting on a rocket. So some point, some Freemasony weirdo, conspiracy guy, let the information out and let the zombie slaves like myself think about it now. I wouldn't have thought about it on my own. Somebody showed it to me and said, hey, you ever think, how the hell does he talking on a phone in 1969? There was no such thing as cell phones, and you can't get a cell phone to work under a fucking mountain today. So how are you going to get it to work 68,000? No, not going to happen. So there's nothing.
We have radio waves.
So that's why I understand it, but not in the. And then when you
not to that extent,
not that far away, and also the biggest part of it when people say that is, but how was he not hearing the rocket? It's a rocket. It's a rocket with so much fuel. And if you look at the machine that they took up there, right? The pilots sit right there. The rocket starts right here. So when you look at, because of course they're trying to save space unless they're taking cars up there, because they had to bring a car up there to fucking drive. They're so full of shit, man. They lied about everything. So anyways, here's the fucking rocket. It's about 3.5 feet away from the pilot seats, and they're all strapped in. And here's him with the fucking camera. Okay, Mr. President, it's one big step for mankind, and all this shit. And we all got it. And that's what sold us on that fucking nonsense. Because even before that nonsense, we believed in a different nonsense, which was the geosystem. It's circular, and the sun and the moon are going around. It was closer than that fucking nonsense. But we shouldn't have been believing that either. And that bullshit ball story.
So it's the moon fake?
It's not fake. No, it's very real. It's the fall. The moon does two very important things. The moon, number one, is the false creator/creator's clock. And when you learn all these timelines and you know the timelines, then it's the same thing that the Aztecs were using in order to predict the future. You're not predicting the fucking future. The true creator system, everything is all one, including time. And when you learn how to use the true creator's energy to move around it, you're not going to care about, yes, I can do it. So, yeah, the only thing is, yeah, you can do it too, actually. You probably just don't realize it. So when you're using the false creator/creator's energy, right? Because see, everything was stolen from the true creator. So when I say the false creator/creator's energy, you have to realize it's stolen energy. It's still the true creator's energy, right? So when we get down to the feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, those were the build of the true creator's images.
Are there multiple universes then?
The true creator is not going to call them feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. It's from the veil to the ground, all directions. That's me and you. I'm saying them words because those are the human words that you're going to recognize when you look around. Right.
That's the concept. That's just quantifying.
It's only a concept when, as far as you refusing to look. It's no longer theoretical.
No, the names.
Yeah. Well, how did they get human derived? I don't know, but I can tell you this much. Think of all those other species that are not on that fucking list. So when you think about them all, that's humans dividing Adam. Because the false creator/creator first divided himself, male and female. First he had to divide himself. So when you see the imagery and you start looking, you're going to realize, oh my God. Now, granted, there are still things I'm learning because I had someone ask me 6 years ago online, they said, hey, do you think it's cultural? Because I seen some images over the Philippines that somebody had posted, and me and him were going back and forth, and I was trying to prove to him that there was not any cultural differences. I seen just as many different faces of nationalities and colors of skin in all the human faces, for example. Now, what was hard for me is that I have a lot of prejudice in me. So because it's faces only, I was misinterpreting male from female.
Why is it only faces?
I don't know, but I'm glad it is, because that's a lot of evidence for us of the true creator.
Only faces is shown on this, right?
Well,
And
as I tell you that, I could right now take you into several body images, several of them. But we're talking. I only say that because I'm trying to save confusion. There is when the false creator / creator did his bio build, I will be able to show you with your question that you just asked. I will be able to show you how the false creator / creator came up with the idea for the human body, for the feline body, for the canine body. I will be able to show you that if you decided that you were all looking. But it doesn't, why not now? Because it's not enough. And I don't want to confuse it all, right? So I can show you that there's one face here. There's actually a really large one here that I'll just show you real quick. All right. So there's a face right here, right? That goes with this arm that comes down this way, this shoulder and arm that comes down this way, and and it ends up being a female, right? Because her breast she has two different angles. And again, with the phone, you'd see all this much, much better. And her legs are down here, come all the way down, and she even has the feet that I can pull you in. So with the phone at the right angle, and I tip this way, I believe is her angle, I can get you that whole body imagery. Then, in that same one, you got, again, it's a lot easier if I put timelines on these. If I was to take the timelines and I put timelines in, you're like, oh yeah, I see it. Because our human eye, we see all these collages as collages. And I don't know, again, it's no magic trick. It was probably something that I didn't take that all the rest of you have taken.
You separated the collages into images.
I don't have the fear, correct, and my eyes go like this. My eyes are doing this. So everything that I'm seeing right side up, I have no problem seeing upside down. Some large ones, eye, nose, mouth, big fucking hairdo. You have 3 different cultures right here in this one area that I could bring in you wonderfully, trying to show even black people that you have black, you have white, you have Hispanic look. So I was talking to this dude about the Fu Manchu mustache over in the Philippines, and he was trying to say, okay, so that's like the 3rd or 4th time you said you saw a Fu Manchu mustache. And I said, yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. I said, I see Fu Manchu mustaches even over the Americas. I mean, he's like, I know, but do you notice a pattern? And again, my lack of knowledge of being a world tourer and really knowing the facial features, I mistake big noses that I might construe as a Jewish nose is really an Italian nose, right? But I don't have the right eye. So I can see the face and I can guess and say,
you have information, you don't have the tools.
Everyone else out there would have that. You know what I mean? Everyone else out there that has educations like you're talking about, the ones that I'm against. Anyone has those educations, but they're not going to use their education to prove this. They're going to go against this.
I'll use my education to further it in the most beneficial way.
Yeah, like there's people that are dog experts, canine experts. I've had them on my channel, and they know every fucking dog face there is. I have a hard time with it, but when I do investigate and research, you're talking about 5,000
different species.
Just to start, 5,000 faces that I have to remember to start. Then they start crossbreeding again, right? So this all comes over 10,000 years, they claim, from 6 canines. Fox, years. Help me with this one. So fox, wolf, what's the dingo, right? What are the other canines? So there's only 5 or 6 canines as of 10,000 years ago. And we, the humans, bred all these other canines.
So we say, hey, we like this trait. Hey, we like that trait.
Correct. But here's a good question for us, though. If we're looking at this,
What's that?
It's Scanner. So if you're looking at this, you would be coming back to me in a few months and say, Mike, I was thinking, if it was 6 dogs for 10,000 years and then humans were the ones that did this, why do you and I, or whoever is looking, see all these other species of canine in the true creator's work? Which is a great question. I really only have guesses at. I got some guesses. So I'm always looking for that. What got added? So I do know that anything that derives by humans dividing Adam did not get added to the true creator's energy. Only the false creator / creators got added to the energy. And there's exceptions to that. I know I saw that horse. I know I saw a whole horse body. It was only one. If I would have had the rock in front of me rather than taking someone else's word for it, how do I know? And there should be still be no reason for it unless there was human intent. And I would recognize human intent. I see human intent in everything, man. It's disgusting to me. All the things they tell us are natural nature. Trees, right? Save the fucking trees. Yeah, the trees are a fucking another one that were big trees, big trees. They go up 150 feet. They steal our energy from above. They go down 150 feet. They steal our energy from below. They steal the heavy metals and minerals that our bodies need. And then meanwhile, we fucking pass on that, poison our water while it's coming into the house, poison our fucking skies with all the shit. Don't call it poison, though. Just going to the airport, just flying into the airport. So yeah, it's fucking bothersome. There's not much we can do about it, but I'm certainly not going to be in denial of it anymore in my life, And, I probably already told you way too much. So hopefully you don't even remember it. But if you ever want to know more,
hopefully I don't
get permission. No, I'm saying if you or at least pretend that you don't remember it. That's what gets you. So the same thing with this that I was telling him that you guys were seeing the other day. So this is what they were showing us on the news, in every channel. They were showing this. Anybody else that was showing this happening and this going on, I don't know if they must have had their camera twisted, because I know I ain't lying to myself, and I got it on here, and it was not a reverse telescope, and what I saw was, where is it?
Well, then again, it was showing at different. Mike, it was also shown at different parts of the Earth, which has different orientation.
I look at the moon every day, though. And I'm saying, is there anybody on the news?
I'm saying it would be different depending on location that you're looking, just like what you went over.
You will never see the moon go from your bottom to your top of your camera, though, ever. Nobody from anywhere on Earth ever claimed that. They always say east to west, just like your sun, right? So that goes along more with a geocentric model, not claiming it is, because it's beyond that as well. Over the years, a lot of people will, say, oh, yeah, no, I know, I knew this. Yeah, it's a matrix. That's the most common one. Yeah, we live in a matrix. I'd say the second most common one, oh, yeah, I've seen it. I know what you're talking about. It's God. It's God. Well, yeah, it is, but then when they bring in all the biblical shit that comes along with it, you say, no, it doesn't go along with none of that, because that's claiming that humans were made in the image of God, and we can see, feel like,
and write this stuff down. Wouldn't it be easier?
I got 3 channels going, dude. I got 3 channels. One of them's got about 2,800 videos on it. The second one's got about 1,500, and then the last one I've had 10 channels. But during COVID, a lot of them got shut down talking about COVID. If you go on and talk about anything now, oh my God, forget it. You can't say shit about nothing. So,
well, anyways, I'm gonna
good talk.
Go hang out with guys.
Good talk. All right, I'll check you later.
Have a good one.